What is money? In case you need to define it, you don't need to go into some very philosophical or something. Just say what you will want to say in your own words. What is money? Yeah, Dharia? Say, hello, you there? See, money is the medium of exchange for any product or services that you buy. Okay, right? In simple words. Yeah. Anybody give me a say yes if you want. If you
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
want to speak, you can say word yes in the chat box.
Yep.
Okay. So in this we are in this chapter we are going to study about money, and we are going to start. Of course, money, it is the medium of exchange, and credit, that is we will study about the banking system. Okay. And credit means something is something like loan. Okay. So what are the loan sectors? What sectors we should take loan? What sectors we should not take loan? So medium of exchange. So before money, anybody can tell me what was how our person dealt before money?
Barter
Have you
system.
ever wondered? It was the barter system. What is the barter system?
Exchange of goods or another.
There, in barter system, a person exchange a product, an item, a physical product. In case you can say a person went with wheat and said that you give me pulses. Okay, so this was the exchange. So can you tell me why we did not continue with barter system? What was the drawbacks?
And if one person had too much wheat and like beyond his needs, so obviously he's the rich man. So I think
See,
that might be the reason.
yeah, you're right. You're right. Absolutely right. See, in case I want shoes, okay, I want shoes. Fine. I have shoes. I have shoes. In case I have shoes, and now I want, and I want wheat now. Now somebody has wheat. Okay. Now I go to this person here. Okay. I say, see, you take this wheat. Okay. Give me your wheat, and I give you my shoes. Right. Now here, what the person is fine. Will this deal happen? I have shoes. That person wants has wheat. I want wheat, and that person needs shoes. So will this
Yes, ma'am.
deal happen?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody? Yes, it will happen. Okay, because he wants the shoes and I need the wheat. Okay, but in case I have shoes. Okay, and this person has wheat. Okay, I offer him shoes. Okay, take my shoes and give me the wheat. He says, I don't have. I already have shoes. I don't need shoes. I don't need shoes. He doesn't want shoes. Will this deal happen? Anybody? It's a simple question. Will this
No,
deal
ma'am.
happen? No, I will not be able to get this wheat. Even if he has wheat, I'm not able to get the wheat because he does not want my shoes, right? So you can see the double coincidence of wants, okay, is he should need a deal is going to happen only when somebody wants that I have to offer, okay. So what was the drawback of this barter system was that the lack of double coincidence of want, okay, will disrupt the system. The person may not, I may have a lot of shoes, but nobody wants shoes, right? And also no common unit for measuring, okay. How much wheat should he give me in exchange to my shoes? There is no measure, okay. I may give him only one pair, and he may give me a lot of wheat, or he may give me less wheat and I am giving him about two pairs. Yeah. So there is no common unit of measuring. Third was indivisibility of certain goods. How are you going to divide anything, right? There was no division. In case somebody has goats and somebody has horses, how are you going to, if a person wants horse, how are you going to exchange? How many goats in exchange to a horse, right? Or how many horses in exchange to a cow, right? So this was the difficulty. Next, there was a difficulty in storage. Okay, if I have horse, I have cattle. Mostly the barter system exchanges went in grain or it went in cattle. So how many cattle of this am I supposed to store? And there was a problem of storage also. Okay, if you all want to note this down, you can note this down. The barter system, a system where goods are directly exchanged without the use of money. Okay, this is called barter system. Now, what is the double coincidence of want? Okay, what a person desires to sell is exactly what the other wishes to buy. This is the double coincidence of want, an essential feature of the barter system. Only if when there is a double coincidence of want, only then the barter system will happen. And then there are barter system drawbacks are there. Okay, there are four drawbacks, especially that is a lack of double coincidence. Okay, and then there is no common unit of measures, and then there's indivisibility of certain goods. How are we going to divide? Okay, and there was a difficulty in storage. Shall I move further?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the medium of exchange. Okay, now explain the medium of exchange function of money. When we had problems with the barter system, only then a medium of exchange was done. Like you must have known, currency did not come like today's currency did not come suddenly. It went through a lot of phase. Okay, so the medium of exchange right from the beginning, money has been performing the important function of medium of exchange in the society. Money facilitates transportation transaction of goods and services. Sorry, as a medium of exchange. Can somebody read this for me?
Ma'am, the medium of exchange, medium
Read it.
of exchange.
Yeah.
Right from the beginning, money has been performing the important function of medium of exchange in the society. Money facilitates transactions of goods and services as a medium of exchange. Producers sell their goods to wholesalers in exchange of money. Wholesalers, in turn, sell their goods to the retailers, and the retailers sell these goods to the consumers in exchange for money. In the same way, all sections of the society sell their services in exchange for money, and with that money, buy goods and services which they need. Money, working as a medium of exchange, has eliminated inconvenience which was faced in barter transactions.
Okay. So now you understand the medium of exchange. So, like me, yeah. Okay. For example, I'm getting a salary. Okay. Now with this salary, I can buy everything, right? I can buy my kitchen items. Okay. You can say I can buy the utensils. Okay. The bread, butter, whatever I need. Okay. And now I need clothes. Fine. I need to go out snacking, or you can say I can go out for snacks. Okay, I can go out for you can say a vacation also. If this all this happened by the medium of exchange is money. What do I do in exchange? When I buy a utensil, I pay money. I buy bread, I pay money. Fine. So money is easily money has become very easy. If it was a barter system, I would have gone around going nuts, looking who has the bread, who has clothes, who has, and I should have a stock of something, right? So it would be a lot of problems. So have you all noted down this medium of exchange, the function of money?
Ma'am, could you share this in the resources, ma'am?
Yeah, okay, I will share this.
Okay.
I'll share this. No problem. Now let's come to the modern form of money. Okay. First of all, there was commodity money was there, and then came currency, and then they came demand deposit. Okay, now first of all, the evolution of, we will study the evolution of money. Now, how barter system was done. Then there was like, there was a, you can say, a leader of a society. He did what? Everything will be exchanged in by the grain. Everything will be exchanged by cattle. Like, okay, the cattle and grain was considered as money. Do you understand this?
Yes.
So anybody could, if any you want oil, you go with your wheat, and then they will take some wheat, and then they will give you oil. So this was used as money. And then later on, as time progressed, we came to precious metals. Okay, precious metals, that is gold, silver, bronze, copper. Okay, so this was the example of Gupta coin, the Tughlaq coin, or you can say the gold mohar that was during the Mughal reign. Okay, now the value of metal exchange from time to time, it had changed. Okay, how much gold coins for what product, that was fixed by the you could say the king. Okay, it was also, what was the main drawback of that? We had pirates and we had robbers around, and it was not safe to travel with gold and silver and all that. Okay, next came the paper notes and the coins. Okay, that was something that we have today. And now we have progressed further. Now we have online transactions, and we have bank deposits and checks. Okay, instead of, it was also not safe traveling with money. Okay, on road or during railways, and you can even say in flights, your money could get robbed, right? Your currency could have been taken away, so people began to travel with checks. Okay, now check is easier to travel with. If you want to travel with about 5 to 10 lakhs, you will need a bag. Okay, but if you want to check, if you have a check, you can just carry it in a pocket and move around. So it is easier. So this has the evolution. You can say this is the evolution of
Now, what about
money.
credit cards and debit cards?
Yeah. Now we have better. We don't even need to keep our credit card. We have GPay and all that. Okay, this is even more easier. And we can also, if we don't even have GPay and all that, we can just go to another and any online, and we can log in, and we can make any transfer that we need, right? Those transfers has become so easy, we can make any transfer all around the globe, anywhere. So this is I what I have. You can introduce what you have said also. So what are the benefits of demand deposits over currency and coin? So demand deposit, first of all, we'll understand. So money deposited into a bank with the intent of being withdrawn for everyday expenses is called demand deposit. So whenever we demand, we want our deposit back. So that's why it is called demand deposit. It is the cash it is the money that we deposit in a bank. It is in case we have a salary account, then what happened? Whoever is our employer, he deposits your salary into your account. Now that we can withdraw anytime according to our needs. So money, the money is kept safely in the bank. Okay, we have no fear of it being looted away. And the main thing, we get interest on the money deposited in the bank. Although the interest these days is not so much, but we are getting interest. And they deposit demand deposit offers the facilities of check. In exchange for our deposit, we get a checkbook, right? In every bank savings account, we have a checkbook, and we can draw a check anytime for whatever desires in case you want to go and buy a car. Okay, you don't need to go to the bank, withdraw their cash, carry it in a bag, and go to buy a car. You can just go to the showroom, choose the car you want, and you can pay in check. Or you can, now these days we can pay by debit card, a credit card, or we can make an online transaction. Right? The money kept in a demand deposit can be withdrawn as when required. On demand deposits share all essentials of money, and they constitute money in the modern economy. Okay. we have an example here. Now, example is of a Sohani. Sohani is a businesswoman and she pays 50,000 to her suppliers through a paper instrument. Okay, identify the instrument. She pays through a paper instrument. Okay, identify the instrument use. Explain how the suppliers will get payment through this mode of exchange. Okay, now Sohani made payment through what was the paper instrument? That is, she made payment through check. Okay, a check is a piece of paper instructing the bank to pay a certain amount from a certain person's account to the name of the check. Like if you have of course certainly seen a check, you have the account number there. Okay, the account number is there, and it is there is a payee. Okay, to whom you want to pay. There is the amount is there. Okay, the date is there, and then there is the signature. Okay, for the verification that this is the person who is asking the bank to give the amount to give a certain amount to certain person. Now through check the transaction is complete without any payment of cash. You do not need physical cash in this transaction. Okay, everybody understands money, demand deposit.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, now of course we are going to talk about, whenever we talk about banks we talk about loan. Okay, now loan activities, let us first understand the working of a bank. Okay, there are depositors are there. Okay, deposits, they make deposits here into the bank. Okay, and then they they get what? Interest. Okay, they get interest. This could be about you can say I think these days we had how much percent? We I think very less, that is about 4% we have, right? On deposit, the bank is paying us 4% interest. But then there are borrowers, okay, who want money. Now, those who want money, they go to the bank, okay, to take loans. Okay, now bank loans them, okay, and then what happens? They also, here they get interest, depositors get interest, but borrowers pay interest. Okay, what will they pay? They pay, I think, not less than 8%. These days it is about 12 to 18% in banks. We have to pay interest, loan interest is around 18 to 22%. Okay, I'm taking an example, 8%. So we have what we have we have a difference here. The difference between 4% and 8% is 4%. This margin bank is making. Okay, this margin bank is making. So this is the profit. This difference is the profit that bank is earning. Okay, now in this way, the mediate between those who have surplus funds, the depositors, and those who are in need of funds, the borrowers. Okay, now banks have an interesting mechanism. Banks keep a small portion of deposits with them. This is the portion to pay the depositors who might come to withdraw money from the bank on any given day. Okay, now like I told you, they give their deposits to the borrowers, but they will not give all the they will not distribute all of them. They keep a reserve amount with them in case the depositors come anytime to withdraw their money. Not all customers withdraw their money on the same day, hence banks manage with the cash reserve they hold. In India, it's about 15% these days. Every bank, there is a rule by the Reserve Bank of India that every bank should hold 15% cash reserves. Okay. Now, like I told you, let us understand the primary source of income of banks. Now, bank acts as an intermediary between depositors and borrowers. Like I told you, banks charge a higher interest rate on loans than what they offer on deposit. Like I told you, for example, this is an example. Okay, the depositor is getting 4%. Okay, and then the borrower is paying 8%. Okay, now the difference between these two is 4%. So this is the earning of the bank. This is the mechanism, simple mechanism that they work on. Okay, now difference between what they get from the borrowers and what is paid to the depositors is their primary source of income. Okay, understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now like I told you, this is the mechanism. This is the mechanism. Now, in case anybody needs, anybody says, it is credit means you are borrowing. So it is not always borrowing is not a very good thing. Okay, and there are, it can also help if we, in case somebody is getting a big amount, like about 5 to 10 crores we are getting, so we have taken from the bank. Of course, this is a big amount. We can start any any business. We can start a startup here. Okay, and this will help us in growth, and we have a plan here. We can easily pay the EMI of the bank, we can, or we can say the interest of the bank, and then also we can make a margin for ourselves. And a time will come when we will finish the loan and we can only make the profit margin. This is the thinking of a common person who is up to starting a career, right? Right? This is a is the I am I do you have any other thoughts, or is this the way how loaning starts?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Abhinav?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because nobody has sitting with a surplus amount. You cannot have 5 to 10 crores, or you can say any business you cannot start less than 5 to 10 crores. So nobody has this surplus money. So what we do, we have this plan. We do a projected. We make a projected balance sheet, and we go with all these documents to the bank, right? Now this could be what, this is the positive side. Okay, now my business will start, my business will grow, and I will pay the bank, and I will pay my employees, I will pay my suppliers, and then there is going to be a good amount, that is the margin which I'm going to keep for myself and for my growth also, right? This is the positive point. What can be the negative point? You tell me, somebody tell me, Aryan. According to, what could be a negative point of a loan?
Ma'am, then we have to pay a lot.
Yeah,
Like
of course you have to
if we
pay.
are not able to pay.
Our plan fails. In
Yes,
case
ma'am.
we are
And
not,
next they
When things go
confiscate it,
north,
ma'am.
when things go south, it gets
what happens?
when plans don't work out and things go south.
Plans don't work out,
And
right?
and ma'am, also if we are not able to pay, they'll confiscate now, ma'am.
Yes. So this is the negative side of a loan, of a credit. Okay, now we will study in detail with an example. Okay, of Srinivas is there. Okay, now Srinivas owns a confectionery business. Okay, he received more orders of sweets during the Diwali season. Okay, now he was a small shop owner. As a result, Srinivas took out a loan, employed additional people, purchased new coupons, and expanded his business. He completed all his orders, earned a fair profit, paid back the money he had borrowed. Okay, now this is the positive side. Okay, his planned work. Okay, if you are going, if things go according to your plan. Okay, now in, like you must have heard, during the COVID season, lot of businesses failed. What is the reason? Because of the COVID season. Okay, there was the everything had shut down. We had gone into a lockdown. Okay, and many businesses failed. But what happened? No bank in India had dropped out the interest. You still had to pay the interest. We still had to pay the EMI. If you have a loan, those people who had low credit loan during the COVID season, COVID time, had faced a lot of difficulties. Now we have, in your book there is another example of Usha. So Usha runs a small scale farmer. She is a small scale farmer. Her 1 hectare of land is used to cultivate wheat. Okay, now she took out a loan to buy the inputs of cultivating wheat. Means she bought fertilizers, or you could say some plowing machinery, or could be a tractor or something. However, due to severe rainfall, her crops failed. Okay, now there was a flood, or you can say there was COVID, or there was some disease by which is her crop failed. So now she had no income and she had to somehow repay the debt. Okay, at last, eventually, she had to sell a portion of her land to pay off her debts. So what is what happened? The 1 hectare land that she had, also she has lost in the end. Okay, so two different credit situations are there. Okay, now positive credit can help people meet their capital needs and help them earn better profits. This is example of Srinivas. The negative point is that people credit can push the borrower into a situation from which recovery is painful. Example of Usha. Okay, so you all understand the positive and the negative.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so now the person, now what happened, let's talk about the debt trap. Okay, now have you all played Monopoly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, now
Similar games.
yeah, many times you will we happen to play Monopoly. What happens? How does a person fail in Monopoly? The same debt trap is there. Okay, I go on and borrow something, borrow on an amount to buy a industry. Okay, now my industry is not working, and I have to pay back the loan. So what I do, I go to a third person. Okay, go to a third person to borrow the money, and what I do with that money, I will not use it in my industry. What I do, I pay off the first loaner. Yeah, now the first loaner, I have to pay the loan amount, also the interest. Now I have not invested anything. My business had already failed. I have still a bigger loan and a bigger interest to pay. You understand the debt trap? Ultimately, the industry goes away, and also yet he is not able to pay back his entire loan amount and the interest, and the person falls into a debt trap. And many farmers have committed suicide also with it, and they have lost all their house and also their farms. Okay, a situation in which borrowers are not able to repay the debt incurred. Debt trap push the borrower into a position from which recovery is very painful. Okay, so why do farmers in rural areas often fall in the debt trap? We have largely known there are many people, of course, in urban areas also that are falling into debt trap. But in large scale, we are going to study about farmers. Now, in India, about 80% of the farmers are small farmers who need credit for cultivation. Okay, they when it is plowing season, they need seeds, they need fertilizers. Okay, they need water, they need money for irrigation and all that. Okay, now cultivation involves considerable cost on seeds, fertilizer, pesticide, water, electricity, repairs of equipment, labor, etc. All this is there, but but we are going to get a return only after harvest. Okay, so farmers usually take a loan at the start of the cultivation and meet their expenses and repay the loan after the harvest, and this creates a stretch to 3 to 4 months. Okay, now when the harvest comes, they have to not only pay the loan, they also have to pay the interest. Okay, and then whatever is left over is their profit. Now, repayment of loan is dependent on the income from farming. So, what happens most often? So if crops fail due to climatic conditions, inputs used, or any other factors, the farmers will be worse off. This leads to a cycle of reborrowing, thus making it impossible for the farmers to repay their debt. Like I told, what happens in case, what it may also say, maybe they are paid, the price of their harvest is less, okay, and they have invested more money and they are not able to get it. So what happened when one person starts to, the person who has lent you, that he starts to he starts to pressurize the farmer. And to under pressure, what he does, he goes and borrows from a third person and he gives to the first person, or either he'll give a small amount or whatever, or anyway, he gets caught into the debt trap. This often happens when this often happens when there is a private lender, is a private money lender is there. That was you can say a sahukar, or a rich you can say a rich person in the area. He does this. Okay, it is not often the bank, because the bank, what the bank does, bank has a fixed amount of interest. But when you go to money lender, that money lender, he charges more than the bank, and also he takes your land documents and all that, and then he captures the land also, he captures the harvest also, and he leaves the poor farmers to nothing. Okay, now let us talk about the terms of credit. Terms of credit is the, you can say, the formalities, or you can say the documentation. Okay, now you need a collateral. Anybody knows, anybody can tell me what is a collateral? Moksha, what do you mean by collateral?
I don't know, ma'am.
You don't know? Abhinav, you tell me.
No idea.
No idea. Sudhamshu, what is a collateral? Collateral is asset. Okay, now this asset could be land. Okay, it could be gold. Okay, it could be any machinery, movable or immovable property, anything. Okay, so when you go to the bank, the bank wants a collateral. And second, various credit arrangements. Okay, that they will ask for you for your Aadhaar card, they will ask you for your PAN card. Okay, they will ask you for balance sheets. Okay, give me three years projected balance sheet. Okay, so that I could know that you are going to do this business, you have such buyers, you have such plans and all that. Okay, so what should you look for before availing a loan? If you are going to take a loan, what you need, we are going to first of all what are we going to ask the bank? How much interest do I have to pay? Okay, second thing we are going to ask, what documents do I have to submit? How many years balance sheet? How many whose Aadhaar card you want? Okay, what property papers you want? Yeah, as collateral. And what is the mode of payment? Okay, do I need to pay by cash? Do I need to pay by online transaction? Okay, and all that. Third most important thing is collateral, that is a security. This collateral they take as a security. In case you're not able to repay their amount, their loan, they are going to capture your security. They are going to take over your security, your land, it could be, or your factory or your shop, or whatever you are given as collateral. So what is the collateral? Collateral is an asset that the borrower owns. Okay, it is used as a guarantee by the lender until the loan is repaid. Okay, they will take your papers. Okay, now it can be land, building, vehicle, livestock, and even deposits with banks. It could be your FD also. You can get a loan against your fixed deposit. You can get loan against your loan gold also. If the borrower fails to repay the loan, the lender has the right to sell the collateral or obtain repayment. Okay, like this is what happened. They go, in case you're not able to pay your bank dues, what happened, the bank sets an auction. Have you heard of auctions? Aryan, have you
Yes,
heard of
ma'am.
auctions? Yeah, you have heard of auctions, right, Moksha?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
So this is when the person is not able to repay the loan, the bank auctions the land to make its recovery. Okay. Now what happened? Now this we have spoken about a very simple way about the land, about the collateral as a land. Now what about those people who do not own a land? Yeah. So they are into a very, you can say, fix. Yeah, they are in a problem. How do they get a loan? How? Because they have a rented land where they are farming. Okay, so this is the landless laborers, okay, who have no land and need to work, okay, depend on employers or landowners. They have to pay high interest rate because they go to the private money lenders. Also, there are small farmers who take loans from traders. Why? Because they do not have the valid documents that the bank is asking for. Okay, so much of documentation, so much of surveys, and so much of this and that is uh, put in by the bank that they do not understand. Most of the time it is not so difficult, but the most of the time it is that they are not educated enough and they are not able to understand the procedures, and they feel it is easier to go to the trader. Okay, they know that person because he lives in the neighborhood, they has an high and arrow with them, so it is easier for them to go to the traders. And what happens in the form, they take loan in the form of agriculture inputs, like not now, you don't need to pay me together. When I need seed, he'll go to take money, buy the seed, and what happened? The trader will take his harvest. Yeah. So these are high rate interest rates, okay, and there is always an agreement to sell the crop. The trader will capture the harvest of the farmer. So what happened? Most of the time he is left with nothing, right? Next is the medium farmers. Okay, they may receive loans from banks. Okay, but this is they have the benefit of a low interest rate, and they have formal trades of credit. Now loans from cooperatives. Cooperatives are big farmers who have cultivation in acres. Okay, now these members pool their resources for cooperation in certain area. Pooled resources become a collateral. What happened? Many people, instead like 5 to 6 people, they together, they bring their land together and they take a loan and then they cultivate together and then they repay the loan together. Okay, so this is the most beneficial way. Okay, so far everybody understood everything.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll take leave now. We've over time. Okay. So in next class we will continue, and then I will send you the notes. Okay, on resources.
I'm
Okay.
in
And
English class.
we have an English class also at I think what is the time of English class?
7:10.
7:10 I guess, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, fine. Then see you soon after an hour. Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.